to kick it old school.
What's up, everybody? 2021 is here. A lot of stuff happening.
Outrageous Fun. Season 3.
What's up, everybody?
New York is up.
New York is very up.
New York is very up, dude.
Dude, what a...
We had a full-blown New York is back weekend.
Yeah, dude, let's just get right into highs and lows of the week, dude.
What was it? Highs and highs and highs and highs and highs and lows?
It's pretty much highs and highs. There may be a low in there. There's highs and highs.
Yeah.
It was a great weekend.
Great
The
weekend.
weather was August.
Ridiculous.
It's August.
It was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Also, it's just confusing. This morning, were you? How was your day at work today? Let's start there for a sec. Like I was just
Started
like a
off-
think grog.
I was groggy too.
I think
started
I-
off good, and the grog, it hit me later. I was like a bitch.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was such a bitch. Chrissy, one of my favorite humans on the planet, came into my office to just chat about something, and I was like such a dick, and she straight up called me out, and I was in such a bad mood. I didn't react well. I was just like, what? Like, now you're pissing me off. I was just being such an asshole. And then
Really?
I apologized later on. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was being such a dick, and she was cool.
I keep it. I'm not. No offense to you, but I keep my shit together at work.
Yeah, but you gotta fucking. You like don't know those people for like 10. I've known Chrissy since I was like 5.
That's fair.
Like, we got
She's
history,
thrown you.
yeah.
She's seen you have temper tantrums as like a toddler.
Yeah, like
And as an adult.
she's like probably wiped my ass. Like she's got shit on me. I gotta like show who's boss.
Yeah.
Not really, but you know.
Yeah. That's fun.
But yeah, I had an interesting day. How about you?
I think after this big weekend of the weather, I was expecting it to just be hot now. It was fucking literally 90 degrees yesterday, and this morning it was freezing.
Frigid.
And
Yeah, Dylan shows up off the train in shorts. It's like 60
I thought
degrees.
we were summers here, baby.
You committed to shorts all day?
I didn't wear shorts at work.
So you went home, got shorts
No,
on for the
I
train?
have a locker at work that I keep all my clothes in
Okay.
because I have to
Okay.
wear a uniform.
So you walked to work in shorts, though?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You committed out the door.
Yeah, out the door.
shorts.
I assumed it was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was fair. It was sunny.
I didn't even know Earth could go from 90 to 60 that quick.
Dude.
Talk
have you-
about
have
global
you- have you-
warming.
I was going to say, have you not been
Sheesh,
reading all the
dude.
stuff?
The bees are fucked.
The bees are dead.
The bees are fucked. Honey is fucked. Avocados are fucked.
It's over. Avocados. Aren't they bad for the environment?
Are they?
I don't know. I heard a whole thing.
Dude, I fucking love avocados.
they're
Sometimes I
amazing.
cut an avocado in half and put everything sesame dressing seasoning on it and just eat it with a spoon.
Ooh.
Is that weird?
No, not if you're a white girl. That's great.
Fucking sure I am.
Perfect.
I'll
for
be a white girl.
girls. Yeah, that's
2021, baby.
beautiful. But
So New York is back. So Saturday night I had my first disco
Yeah.
in 15 months.
Yeah. Since
First
February.
time
right?
being in front of a crowd in 15 months, and I gotta say it was invigorating my soul.
Let me say, Dylan, he didn't really guilt me into going.
Not
but
really.
like I
Low-key.
guilted myself.
You did
sort
guilt
of.
yourself.
Like I was not going. And
It's a
then
good thing you did though. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
it
had a
was a good
sick
thing.
fucking night.
It was great. A great thing I did. And we'll get into why, but it was so fun. It was crazy. First of all, this usually when Dylan does discos, it's our friends. And this
yeah,
was 60,
it was literally 60 people.
Right.
The crowd was so diverse. There was I think the second group that showed up was a Hispanic family from Nijo to Abuela. And there was like 9 of them in there.
I'm gonna be honest. Until you said Abuela, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Nijo is like little cousin, I think. And Abuela is like the grandma. There was literally a grandma there.
There was a few.
There was a few grandmas there. There was people from all different cultures. There was like teenage girls there,
There were
like
people
with their
there
families.
alone. There was this woman there. Frankie, you would have shit. There was this woman there in a red dress, like a sundress.
Showed up alone.
I don't know what she was either like letting out a lot during this whole experience, or she was on every drug. That's
I
ever
think
existed.
she was giving vibes though that she does no drugs.
100%. I was seeing
Which
like
is
church
envious.
virgin. Is that aggressive? I was seeing church virgin vibes from this lady.
Yes, I was as
like
well.
church going virgin woman who broke it the fuck down.
The moment she
all
had
day.
her headphones on, she was breaking it the fuck down like I have never seen someone break it down before.
So the
and
thing
I announced to the whole group, I was like, this is the energy of the evening. Like,
Yeah.
whatever this woman's doing, she didn't stop. She didn't smile. She literally just started going fucking hard.
I would almost say she had an angry face on. Like
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
like
yeah.
like angry. Dude, me and Dylan's fiance grabbed a drink beforehand. And we like, had a couple drinks and then met them there. It was supposed to start at 7:30. We got there a little before 7:30. Got there a little early to get our shit together. And this chick, everybody's just hanging around, has their headphones on. They're like tuning in, trying to listen to the music. This girl is fully breaking it down. Like before the shit started.
Haven't even started yet.
Haven't even started. I'm signing waivers and shit. She's fucking like doing splits and like she would every once in a while she would like throw her leg backwards like this and just go and like smack her foot like do like a heel grab. It was ridiculous. She was crazy.
Weren't you whipping her at one point?
You have to explain. You can't just
So
go.
she- I think she was in the dance circle?
You can't just drop whipping there. I wasn't whipping nobody. Jesus Christ. No, yeah, she was. There was like a dance circle going on, and it took me a while, honestly, to warm up to like feeling myself because I wasn't like drunk. I was just there.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
It wasn't usually discos are classically shit fest. Like everyone's so wasted.
At least ours are.
Yeah, at least when I did it, it was. But this was like, it was a very wholesome vibe.
Yeah, it was.
I gotta say, there was at the end, I think there was like a family there, and I photobombed this picture of the like the dad. There was like a dad, a mom, and the kids. And the dad, I think there was 3 kids, and the dad was like taking a selfie, and I photobombed the selfie, and he was like, "Oh, this fucking guy, oh!" And then he was like, "We had such a good time, yeah." He's like, "My daughter had a good time. She doesn't have a good time doing anything." And the girl was like, "It was all right." I was like, "You had a good time," and she like cracked a smile. I was like, "Let's go." I'm
This
jacked
lady
up.
came up to me and Emily with her like young son, and she was like, "He was gonna play video games all day. How much fun you have, kid?" She was like, "I had so much fun." It was like, it was really funny. But yeah, so there's a dance circle, and this lady is just breaking it down, and I finally like loosened up, and I was just going like this, and she was just eating it up. She didn't even look at me, dude. Didn't acknowledge me. Didn't crack a smile, and I was just like, "Yeah, go." It was good times, man. That was a great experience. It
I'm
was
very
so
excited
fun.
to try and do more of these.
Yeah,
Because, dude, also, I showed up to Madison Square Park, and the city was popping
it
Saturday night.
genuinely was like they're completely normal.
All the things I was saying last week about, like, people with their mask and no mask, this is my new thing. I'm like, most people have taken their masks off outside. I feel like masks inside will take a while. But at this point, I'm like,
fine.
everyone go at your own pace.
For sure.
Whatever. Fucking do your thing. But there were so many people outside, and I was like, is there going to be, like, are people going to be weird? Because I'm bringing a crowd through a crowd.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize how packed it was going to be in the park.
Oh yeah. Who
I was like,
Who
I
the
wouldn't
fuck
have.
could've?
I would have been like, yeah, we have all this open space, but it was like there was fucking people everywhere.
Right.
There was more people there than previous discos I've done in prior times.
It was really very much like, oh, this is the first day where we're allowed to do shit and it's nice out. Like everybody was out.
Everybody was out.
Every single person, and I was just shocked. Like walking through, there was like people traffic. Like the sidewalks, I couldn't even get through.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It was fucking awesome.
I mean, we went to the Village, and it was like more busy than I maybe have ever seen the West Village.
So yeah, we go into Washington Square Park, and we go into Washington Square
Oh,
Park.
my God.
We're rolling up to the arches of Washington Square Park.
Frankie doesn't know this.
There's probably, we're still on the silent disco, and it's probably like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, if that.
There's probably 50 police officers in sight, and we're rolling up to the thing, and as I'm leading this group of 60 people who are kind of unruly, but also controlled,
Yeah.
they, like a bunch of cops, just literally 15, 20 cops just like walking towards us looking like they're about to fuck us up. Like
Yeah.
that's what it looked like.
Yeah, they're about to shut that shit down.
Yeah, it looked like they were about to shut that shit down.
Yeah.
So then the guy that runs the thing, he's like, every time you see a cop, like start a chant that says like, "Thank you for your service." So then like they know that it's like an organized thing. We're not trying to fuck shit up. We're just trying to dance and be cool.
Right.
So as soon as I said that, I saw them all smile. And I was like, oh, thank God. All
Yeah.
right, let's everyone be fucking careful.
Dodge that bullet.
Yeah, dodge that bullet. We go into Washington Square Park. It's packed. I don't think I've ever seen it that packed before.
No, completely. And by the way, good thing when we found the cops, I think this is illegal, right? We had this guy that like found us, and he was just following along with us, walking through with us for probably a mile.
Yeah, he was
selling joints. He was just like, he was trying to sell it to the people.
I thought he was selling crack. I don't know why.
That was just fucked up, Dylan.
Stupid.
Very stupid.
Yeah.
Who's just selling crack in broad day,
Dude,
bro?
New York is back,
Do
dude.
you know what happens if you get caught selling crack? You're not just like, crack here, crack. It's not Cracker Jacks.
Crackhead.
It's not fucking hot dogs. Yes, he was selling joints. He walked with us for like a mile and a half.
He was walking with us for a while.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Every time I kept like getting whiffs of like aggressively strong weed, and I was like, oh fuck, that guy's still here. He's like right next to me. I was like, what's up? It's so fucking funny. But yeah, so we go back to Washington Square Park later on.
Disco's over.
Yeah.
We go get a drink at Off the Wagon, an old stomping ground for the team.
Oh yeah.
It was popping off.
Popping
haven't been
off.
in a
I had
bar.
a Red Bull vodka. It was so nostalgic.
Joey was drinking Red Bull vodkas.
I was shot. I was dead. I was so hungover that day, and then like I was soaking wet because it was 95 degrees, and I wore pants like an asshole, and I was just dead. I was drinking Red Bull vodkas like a fucking 20-year-old girl. It was great.
Yeah, dude.
It was really fun.
We go back to Washington Square Park. We're hanging out there. We leave Washington Square Park, and then a line of like out the arches. We leave out the arches, and then they like gate it off.
And there had to be 200 cops.
Oh, as we were leaving, now I'm remembering. As we were leaving the park, I'm like, holy shit, look at all the cops right here. And there were like cops in like full riot gear.
Yeah, riot gear.
And they were holding
bicycles.
their batons.
Yeah,
like
they
in their
were
hand.
holding their batons,
They were
which
holding
is
their batons like
not a great
it was
vibe.
Fucking
We were
so
like
intense.
so on a different
They
energy
looked
level
like
than that.
yeah, I was riding the high of the best day of assumably like the last 15 months.
Yeah.
And I'm just like staring at what felt like the troopers from Star Wars.
Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers.
go.
They looked like I was like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in CNN right
Right.
now. I
They
feel like
just-
I'm on Fox News CNN. I'm in the news right now.
I was like, we're about to see something happen.
So
Also, what really brought our attention to this group of policemen is like, first we see them and they're like not, they're just standing there and we're like, what's about to go down? But then we kind of notice there's commotion in that general direction. We weren't that close to them. And there's commotion. I just keep seeing flashes of like color. And there was this like 35-year-old man with a fucking soul patch in a full pink ball gown.
ball gown.
Not a dress, like a bowed out like 1987 ball gown.
No, like colonial.
Before 1900s.
Yeah.
Like the early
like some
hundreds.
British shit. Some
Yeah,
early
he's-
British shit, like a huge ball gown with like a pink ball gown,
Pink ball
screaming
gown.
at the top of his
And
lungs.
he's got these huge cojones just screaming at the cops like, leave us alone, leave us alone. So honestly, I was thinking it was like a LGBT like protest.
I thought it was a protest too.
And then there was another guy like also in their faces with like a backpack on. I thought he had Kevlar on. It was like very intense guy.
There was one guy, he had like a
Full
black
face
ski
cover.
mask on with
Right.
like all black clothes on.
Antifa! I was thinking, Antifa! I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's
Your
happening?
Antifa triggers were going.
Yeah, I was
off.
like, oh, shit,
I had
what's
a
going on?
full blown conversation with that Antifa guy.
Well, yeah, I missed it.
So me, Emily, Lizzie, and Missy.
Nobody knows who any of these people are. Just say our friends.
So true.
Right.
Me and the girls that we were with all kind of go. And then Joe, like we're outside the park. We're on the other side of the police line.
Yeah.
Like we're all on the other side of the police line. Joe is like, yo, I got to go find out what's going on. Like, I got to go find. And then we're like, no, don't go, Joe. Like, no. And he's like, you were like, yo, I got to go find. Like, I'm just going to go ask someone what's going on. And Joe leaves the group. And Emily's freaking out. So I'm like holding her. And then the other girls are like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, come on. And we all like are huddled up. And we were also stoned at the time. We were all
Yeah.
like giggling at the top of our lungs. Like, oh my God, like hold me. I'm so scared. And like, we were all like hugging each other. And I'm like, if anyone took a picture of this, like we're all hysterically laughing. And there's like people protesting, a bunch of cops, and then 4 just fucking high white assholes just like holding each other, giggling at the top of their lungs. Like that would be an Onion article, bro.
It would be a good it would be a picture of our time. Like it would be in a textbook.
So Joe leaves, and
But
I'm
wait,
like,
by the way, while I'm over there, well, yeah, I'll say this now. While I'm over
we're
there,
waiting for
the
Joe. We're
people
like,
that I'm talking
come back,
to,
please. I hope he comes back.
the people I ended up talking to were these like foreign people. There was one like white American kid and these 2 foreign girls, and they were from Ecuador. And I'm talking to them, and I'm like, yeah, what the hell's going on? This is wild. And we're like kind of cracking up. And one of the Ecuadorian girls just goes, I don't understand why everybody's bugging out. Like, this happens in my country literally every day. Like, suck it up. And I was just like, all right, I'll see you later. And I left. That was that.
So Joe comes back. We praise the Lord that Joe made it back.
Made it back.
And then the cops like start forming a line under the Washington Arch. Like on the other side of the Washington Arch, they all form a line with their bikes, right?
Yep.
And they were like bike to bike to bike to bike to bike, like they're gonna like fucking charge with their
like,
bikes.
It was like
Sparta.
Yeah, like Sparta. I was thinking
yeah.
Thrones when they go and they're pushing you back.
So we all kind of go up to the front line of the barrier to like look, and there's another cop who just goes, he's like, you guys can watch. You can watch the show, but you got to back up because they're going to throw shit. And I was like, what?
Yeah, he's like, be careful. I was like, how considerate of that cop.
I was like,
thanks, we can watch.
What the fuck is going on right now? That this guy he was so casual. He's like, you guys can watch, but just, be aware. You might get thrown shit at.
Now, to also paint the picture a little bit, this group of people wasn't just like people chilling in the park. Like, it was everybody smoking weed, drinking.
It was a party.
It was a banger in the middle of Washington Square Park.
It was a banger in the middle of Washington Square
Solo
Park.
cups, just people, like, kick flipping
Isn't that
skateboards.
what Washington Square Park is, though? Like, it's
thought so,
NYU
too.
stomping grounds. It's just a party constantly. But it was also midnight, and I think it was just, like, time to shut it down, the party.
I think it was probably time to shut it down.
For the record.
But the outdoor curfew is technically supposed to be gone.
Yeah, but I don't think you could just get
there's-
fucked up in the park till,
But there's
like,
also
4 in the
18-year-old
morning.
kids, like, doing
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's chill.
There was, like, I think what it was is, in the cops' defense, okay?
Right.
There were cops in the Washington Square Park.
Right.
Like, when we were doing the disco, the whole time, while
yeah.
these kids were, like, drinking and smoking or whatever, and they weren't doing shit, I think it was just, like, time for it to be over.
Right.
I think it was just,
I think
it's
that
midnight.
honestly, it was starting to get out of hand. It was
Probably.
looking,
Kids are getting fucked up. It's midnight.
dude. There was another.
I guess there's no other way to clear out the park than just going full-blown fucking bike up and charge.
how else are you gonna get people to actually leave? You know what I mean? You're fucked up. You're like, I ain't fucking leaving.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there was another story. I think it was in Huntington Beach in L.A. this week.
Oh, yeah, the TikTok party?
Yeah, the TikTok party. Like, it was called Adrian's Kickback, and like same shit. Like the cops had to break up. Like this shit went nuts.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, oh, if they don't stop this now, it's gonna be a Project X
Of
in the middle of
course.
Washington Square
Of course.
Park. Right.
So
So that's probably what was happening.
The cops are all lined up, and the right side of the line just started charging.
Yeah.
And then someone screamed, "Hold the line!" I was like, and then someone was like, "Did you see that? Did you see that? That fucking side of the right just almost charged the goddamn crowd. They almost went in."
I didn't even see that.
Really?
I don't
You
know
didn't
where
see
I
that?
was. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty fucked up. But
Yeah, the whole right side, because it was on the other side of the arches. So like, a group went into the arches, a group went to the left of the arches, and a group went to the right of the
guys took
arches.
the bike around.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the right side of the line just started fucking bum rushing, and they had to like hold off.
Yeah, it was just about at this point where we were like,
Maybe.
we've seen enough. Let's get out of here. Like,
Maybe.
we'll roll.
We waited a little bit longer.
We waited a little bit longer. So we were on the right side of the arches. Then we got to the left. We're like, let's just wait. Let's just look a little bit more. Well, we'll look from this angle. We'll see what we can see from this angle. This might be cool. So we're like, all right, now it's time to go. So we go to cross the road to get out of there. And there's like mad kids standing in the middle of the road.
No, there's just so
And-
many kids. It's
Yeah, there's people
absolute
leaving,
chaos.
people coming in, people watching, whatever. And we're leaving, and we see these kids like standing in the road. There's mad kids with like bikes and skateboards, like city youth.
Yeah.
I don't know how else, like just young city kids. Like
Yeah.
they're independent,
Shirtless.
They could beat me up,
like-
like they're the city
Yeah.
kids. And they're all like whatever, and people start kind of yelling. And I look, and there's a fucking minivan, like kind of stopped because like people were in front of the minivan, they couldn't go anywhere. And these two kids are holding on to the minivan. In what were they on skateboards?
Yep.
And the minivan just like peels out and goes, and they're just like
Holding on to
riding. They're surfing, drifting the minivan, and everybody's just like, "Oh shit!" Like, fucking, it was like I thought cars were gonna get flipped. It was wild.
Missy said it best. It felt like we were in a video game.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the simulation was hitting so hard I could not handle it.
I think it's more so like a movie than a video game because we had no control. Like video game, you got a little control. I was just there watching.
Yeah, I guess so.
I had no control.
It felt like the opening. Yeah, it felt like we were in a movie.
Yeah, it was
and
like-
there was just people fucking running around.
It was like the scenes in Fast and Furious when they're like in Brazil for some reason and like the whole city's like burning down.
It was, as the kids say, lit.
It was lit.
It was lit.
It was lit. So that was, I mean,
Then we got some celebratory pizza.
we got some sick pizza and that was just a good night. There were moments where I thought shit was going to be south. Like we were walking through the streets. It was just me, Dylan, like two chicks. And we were kind of alone. I was like, this could just go kind of bad. Like things were just getting a little fucked up. And then we got safe and we were good.
Yeah.
Then we were good.
Once we left the Washington Square Park area, it was fine.
Yeah, then it was fine. But what a day.
It
Awesome
was-
Saturday.
That was wild.
And then Sunday was just another great day.
Sunday was a great day. It was 90 degrees. We went to the beach. High of the week. I honestly think the beach was the high of the week.
Beach was high of the week.
The beach was
I got crispy.
the low of the week was my base burn.
Dude, your face looks ridiculous right
I
now.
know.
Look at the white circle on the right side of Dylan's forehead.
Yeah. Can we? Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's not great. My manager today was like, "What happened to your fucking face, dude?" And I was like, "Sunburn." He's like, "You're an idiot." I was like, some of my patients have very strong opinions, and some of them are like, "Oh my god, you're at the beach, like how fun, yeah, like what'd you do? Oh yeah," and I had like a sick conversation about how fun I had at the beach, and then there was I'm looking at my list of patients showing up. I'm like, God, I'm not gonna enjoy having this conversation. First thing someone says to me is like, "You're a bad boy. You know this. You know you're gonna get cancer." 2 people told me I was gonna get cancer today. 2 of them.
Good morning.
For real, dude.
Cancers?
Cancer.
How about you look like a tomato, you stupid Irish fuck?
Yeah.
That's way better than
You know,
you're
it's
gonna get
funny when you're
cancer.
young, but like you're gonna, cancer's real. And I was just like,
You
all
SPF'd
right.
up.
Like you're here for your foot. You're not here to tell me what's going on. I'm here to tell you what's going on, asshole.
Cancer?
Cancer? 2 of them.
Listen,
2 of them told me.
as people who try to toe the line comedically, there's never funny in cancer.
There's
Like, it's very rare what you gonna fucking say.
I don't have the joke ready, but I'm sure there is one.
There's funny in cancer, but
Yeah.
there's not funny in just being like, you're gonna get cancer. Like,
There's
that's not
yeah.
a fun conversation.
It was not I'll tell you that for a fact.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I know. I was like, apologize. I'm like, what am I supposed? I was like, I just want to get out of this as quick as possible. I didn't feel like being like, it was my first time in the summer. Like, just fuck off.
I thought you were
gotta
gonna
like play
say-
nice a little bit, and I was just like,
I thought you were gonna say they were gonna be like, you're a bad boy for being like outdoors and enjoying yourself. That's
no,
what
I was
thought
a
you were
bad
going.
boy because I didn't reapply.
You did reapply.
And I did
multiple
reapply.
times.
I was like, I ran out, and they're like, I mean, like, you should know better than that. Like, haven't you gotten sunburned before? I was like, stop giving me a fucking lecture right now. You do your exercises.
And my foot hurts. Like, I'm burning. I don't need this.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
mean,
know I fucked up.
I know I fucked up.
Dude, your eye was red. Like, you had sunburn on your, like, cornea. Like,
Yeah.
it was so red.
Honestly, though, we were on the beach from 11 a.m.
11.
till 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that I got out only how I got out is miraculous. I think I'm going to pop my shirt off real quick.
Yeah, do
I'm going to
it.
pop my top off.
Pop that top. Oh!
Can you see the burn?
Oh, yeah, there's some burn. Your nipples are the same color as the top of your chest.
I somehow
This is fucking hilarious on the screen. I'm just looking at naked Dill.
I miss this. I always miss this part of my arm.
Let me say this about
Always,
Dylan's
dude.
Sun game. You know what? You are a fucking bad boy. The fact that you
All right, settle down.
You
Do
shut
your
up.
exercises.
No, you shut up. The fact that you,
Asshole.
as someone who's, first of all, you have so much less surface area than you once had. So the
Thank
fact
you.
you're welcome, but you're still stupid. Give us a
You're
second.
gonna say you're still fat.
No, no, you are, but no, you're not. So
You like it.
give me a truffle shuffle. Give me a truffle shuffle.
You fucking like it.
Yo, give me one more when Dylan's big. Wait, make Dylan big. Hey, give me a titty shake.
Now I can't.
Give me a
Now
truffle
I
shuffle.
feel like a clown.
Give me a truffle shuffle.
All right, fine.
Anyway, you're an idiot because the fact that you can't like accurately apply sunblock to yourself at this point in your life with the shit you've dealt with sunburn is mind-boggling. Like
There's
Dylan
just,
was like,
listen,
5 minutes in.
listen,
you know, red-
Italian boy. Okay, listen. Sometimes when you're just super white, you accept that the first one is just a base burn.
Well, then
because
you
there's
should've put nothing on.
There's no person. There probably is actually. There probably is. Most people who are fair skinned like me just accept that like they're gonna get fucking burned in the summertime, and that first one it's just like you're gonna lose a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, you're just gonna lose a little bit.
Yeah.
And I lost a little bit.
You lost a little bit.
I lost a little bit on my face. Thank God I was allowed to wear my mask. Honestly, it like hid how fucked up my face is a little
Your
bit.
face isn't that bad. Just the top of your head. Honestly, everything where
Top of my
that
head
would
looks
cover
insane, dude.
any-
I have like a white spot up here, and then like this is all red, and my whole neck is red over
everything that the mask would cover is fine.
there. Yeah.
So you didn't save shit. But I guess you're right. You're gonna miss a little bit.
It could have been so much worse.
Your up top is good. Your leg you didn't apply one time.
Dude, my leg is fucked.
Let's see that. Oh, this is no. I think it's the other one, dude. Dylan, are you just gonna strip for us today, big boy? Oh my god, dude. Wait, can we have an angle on that? Can you get it up? My God, dude, that can't feel good. The foot.
I look naked.
Tho-
How you doing? What's going on, Instagram? Summer 2020, baby! 2021! Fuck yeah!
Wait, what, Sabrina?
Dylan's busy doing hot girl shit.
Dylan's busy doing hot girl shit.
It's the fucking whoring 20s, bitches. Yo.
That was awesomely serendipitous. That was so glad that happened. Yeah,
New
dude,
York
you're-
is back, baby! It's backer than back!
Dude, stop screaming. But yeah, it's back. It's back.
It's so back.
It's back as fuck, dude. The beach was packed.
Let's
too.
talk
Like,
about
it
the
was great.
Yankees real quick, bro.
Shut up.
Why?
Oh, I thought you were doing your thing.
No,
Because you just
no.
screamed and I told you to shut
No,
up. And I thought you were like,
no. I'm dead serious. I'm
man.
riding high in New York.
Yeah, yeah,
The Yankees
okay.
are so sick right
This
now.
is what we need to do, though. Anytime Dylan talks about the Yankees, we need to make sure he's at like a 5 energy level. Because when you're above a 5,
Don't yuck my yum.
I'll yuck your yum.
New York is back. Don't
I'll,
bring me down.
I'll yuck you right now.
I'm about to take my pants off just to bring us back up, you fucking piece of shit.
Speaking of yum. Dude, the Yankees are sick. They just swept the Sox.
Yeah, they're great.
That's a 2. You need to be at a 5. I need you baseline 5.
What do you want from me?
I want you to shut the fuck up. I want you to control yourself.
Sorry.
That's
No,
all.
I
No. But the Yankees they haven't lost a series since like April 3rd. They're
Sick.
They're half a game out of first place right now. Dude, this is what I'm saying. New York's back. Like, this feels like a New York year. The Knicks are in the playoffs. The Yankees are about to approach first place. They've been playing sick.
Yep.
Right when the shit started to open.
Let's go Islanders. They won 4-1 in a sick game, and the barn was rocking.
Dude, the fucking Nassau Coliseum had people in it.
Yep.
Period. That's wild.
Dude, MSG, I think, was packed to the brim.
Are they full capacity?
I'm pretty sure
yet?
it was full capacity.
I don't know if that's true yet.
Can we get a fact check on that?
Yeah, fact check that.
I
for-
want to
for
say
us.
MSG was at full capacity. One of my
That would be
patients is
sick
a
if it-
bartender at like a higher level lounge at MSG.
That's
He
cool.
was like, dude, it was rock. He was like, it was electric.
Dude, like people forget how insane the Garden is. Like
Yeah.
I'm watching whatchamacallit? The Last Dance, Michael
MSG
Jordan.
is still not at capacity, which is 20,000. But Knicks owner, blah blah blah, are leading. No, so not full.
But inside it's
15,000
easy to
now.
rock.
15,000
out of
15,000 out of 20 is 75%. I mean, that's right. I think
Yeah.
I just nailed that in the math. That's fucking plenty of
That's
people to rock
That's
that
like
place.
if 15,000 out of 20,000. Not to bring COVID into it, but I'm like, huh?
Might as well let the other 5 in. Is what I'm at. I mean, if you're gonna put 15 out of 20,
Yeah,
let's fill the gaps in a
fill
little
the
bit.
gaps.
Fill the gaps.
That's not.
Meanwhile, the Yankees
Stopping
have
the spread.
like $55,000 capacity, 55,000 person capacity, and they're only allowed to have like 10, I think.
And it's outdoors.
And it's outside.
The rules are confusing.
So confusing.
So confusing.
Shit.
Why do the Yankees have to wait till July 1st to get full capacity, but the Knicks are allowed to go to 15,000 because it's the playoffs? And it's
I
like,
think it is because
that's
the
not
playoffs.
science, though.
I think it is because of the playoffs.
Is
think that-
playoffs an exemption rule from science?
No,
yes,
dude,
yes,
they
it
just
is.
want the money. They just want to make that money. You gotta sell them tickets.
Yeah, but playoffs is a
Playoffs is
it is
yeah
for science.
for science.
Playoffs are more important. Than,
Actually, yeah, Fauci actually was right about that. Fauci nailed the whole playoffs for science thing.
yeah,
Nailed that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, playoffs, let him in.
There we
Science don't work. Endorphins are too high. Counteracts
Don't
the
matter.
counteracts
Yeah,
the COVID.
Exactly.
That's just science." Yeah, dude. So we had some highs. It was highs and highs this week.
There was a lot of highs this week.
The only lows is Dylan's titties got burnt, but other than that,
That was the
Other than that-
only low of the weekend.
I don't think there was another low.
And honestly, I'm not even mad I got sunburned. And you want to know something fucked up?
Yeah.
When we were walking home and I was feeling sunburnt, I was actually thinking how good it felt.
The
Like
sunburn,
like that weird. And then I started thinking about Pete Davidson, about how like he likes cutting himself.
okay.
And it's not like literally that, but the act of like pain, you liking pain. And I'm like not someone who likes pain, but I was weirdly liking my sunburn.
You just
And
wanted
I
to
was
feel
like,
something.
I was feeling something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, all right. Well, like I'm sunburnt, but like fucking sick.
At least I'm not like locked in my house.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I hear you there, bro.
Shout,
I'll
Pete
tell you what,
Davidson,
though.
like, stop cutting yourself if you want to, but I liked my sunburn.
I hope he stops. I hope he
yeah,
figures
yeah,
it out.
yeah.
But dude, also the another bad thing about sunburn real quick, and then we'll move on, is I didn't get sunburn, but at night, that night, I got like when you're kind of burnt and you get like you're just hot.
The chills thing?
Bro, I had the AC
You're hot, but you're cold.
in my face, blowing on me, and I was sweating like a fucking greased monkey out there. Like, I was soaking wet.
So what happens when you get red? You get, because you were getting red.
I was
you
getting
were
red,
freaking
but
out.
it capped. I got nervous because I was like,
capped? What do you mean it capped?
Like, my
Your skin?
like the
what happens
UV
to your
index.
skin? Tell me. Like, my skin is burning as we're talking right now.
Right, right. No, like the UV index for me
I'm
to
literally
burn
on fire.
has to be higher. Like, it's May.
Right.
Like, if I left
So,
it-
like, you just get, like, you're burning for a little bit, but then today
Yeah,
you're
like,
just, what's going on?
I felt it starting to get a little hot, so I panicked for a second, and I was like, oh, I got to cover up, but nah, I'm fine.
Long Beach Joe is going to be
I'm going to be
dark.
not light.
You're going to be dark.
I won't be light. I mean, this was one sun. Your boy's looking crunchy right now. I mean,
You're
I'm
looking
crunchy.
darker than your brown band.
Shit. You're right. Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. What's
You're
up?
going to be very dark this summer.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
We should take a
Very
before and
excited.
after.
It's too late.
Well,
We're already tanned.
I'm sure we can find a picture
Right.
from beforehand.
We could. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So, Frankie, where are you at on A-Rod? Are you on the still defending A-Rod train, or are you on the A-Rod's a dickhead train?
Well, I defended him through.
Really? I see Frankie as an A-Rod hater.
I
Frankie-
I defended him through his steroid usage of everything,
Which was
and now-
was a challenge.
of course,
Right.
very very challenging.
Very
But,
challenging.
I'm done.
Okay, you
He's
want to
the
put the
wo-
nail in the coffin really
He's
quick?
the fucking worst.
Do you want to hate him like forever?
Yes.
So, A-Rod just announced this weekend his makeup line for men that he's starting.
Right.
And I have a few comments about makeup line for men.
Same.
Now, first of all, first thing I thought of when A-Rod started a makeup line is like he really misses J-Lo, bro. Like that, she was a makeup chick. Like he needs to feel some J-Lo, and he's just rubbing makeup on his face. Like, I'm picturing him in the mirror, just putting lipstick on, like crying.
He's like,
I should.
he puts on the dress from the that TikTok they did where they switched the flip off, and he's just wearing the dress, and he's like doing the thing, and he's like crying in the mirror. He's like, look at this, you J-Lo.
He's got sick blush on too.
Oh God, my fucking mascara's running.
So that was the first thought I had. But I was just thinking about this company, and dude, like, male makeup is a very not taboo, but like people are very ambiguous about male makeup. If
We're sex positive though.
right, we're sex positive. No, I don't mean it in a sexual way. More so, the makeup is not. The makeup's more for like cover up and stuff. It's like to cover blemishes and like razor burn. But which I get, like people with like terrible acne, like that's rough that you have to deal with that. And I get wanting to cover it up. A-Rod though has perfectly flawless skin, and he uses makeup very obviously. Like you see him on Instagram, I'm like, that man was just done up. Like that man was like, they might have tattooed makeup to his face.
Well, he's always on TV, and I feel like when you go on TV, you get makeup done. For
You do
example,
for the lights though.
when we went to Wheel of Fortune, your boy got
Yeah.
caked in makeup.
Yeah, dude.
He
When I
got-
was in the movie, they used to put makeup on me.
Really?
Yeah. It was kind of cool. I just loved, like, I would just sit back and they would, like, do it up, and I would just talk to this, like, 60-year-old woman doing my makeup. It was fucking great.
Really?
Yeah.
You wore makeup in that?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Just for the lights, dude. It's for the camera so that you're, like, not shiny.
Okay. For some reason, makeup is now starting to look a little bit better for guys.
Yeah, but not everybody's in a movie all the time. Like, you're walking to
Everyone's
work.
on Instagram. Everyone's their own personal brand. Therefore, you must always be looking on fleek. Therefore, we must get the makeup.
Which leads me to my second point, which is kind of unfair. For guys to wear makeup, it's unfair, and let me explain why.
Okay.
Guys are always like, to girls that wear makeup, like, oh, you look so much better. You look so pretty without makeup. Like, you don't need all that makeup. And I agree. Women are beautiful without makeup. I would agree with that. But I understand why chicks kind of get upset because, like, it takes them 2 hours to do their makeup. But that's besides the point. But men have facial hair. And, like, facial hair makes you overnight better looking. If you have a fucked up looking face.
Not for me.
And you grow a beard. Yeah, but you can't grow really a beard.
I can grow a goatee.
You can grow. Yeah, that's your
can grow
problem
a
right
six.
there.
Facts.
That's your problem right there. We got to sign you up for a list or something every time you grow your beard out.
Whenever I grow a goatee, I always think I feel like a middle, like in their 30s, I've been in the minor leagues trying to be a relief pitcher for like 15 years, and I just like won't give it up, and I've just like had my goatee for like a really long time, and like I'm fucking jaded, and like all the young kids are just like, oh yeah, that's Buck. Like Buck just fucking won't.
He throws
give
a mean spitball.
He just won't hang up his cleats.
You had to be like
That's
the
what I
bench
feel like.
coach for a single A team.
When I have a
and drinking.
goatee, I feel fucking 45 years old.
Yeah, you. I mean, you.
And I
you
look
older.
45 years old.
You do look older with a
Yeah.
goatee. But the facial hair you got going on right now, this length, money.
Okay.
Money. You're already more handsome.
Thanks, man.
Covering that ugly ass face. No, but for real, like facial hair makes guys better looking. Like
Yeah.
you can cover half your face. So now we don't only have the advantage of having facial hair. We're also going to use makeup to cover up blemishes. Women don't stand a chance. They're gonna be so
we're
many
gonna be so
beautiful
hot?
men, like too beautiful, like
Oh.
too beautiful. You ever see people that like color their beard in to make it like black?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that everywhere. That's just gonna be like the norm.
You know who has some of the sick?
How you gonna compete?
You know who has some of the most sick, like facial beard, like
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Karama.
Oh yeah,
guy
I was gonna
from
say
Queer
DJ
Eye?
Khaled. DJ Khaled
Oh,
paints
yeah.
his face on,
Karamo's beard, I'm just like, shit, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is crafted by.
but that beard is a thick beard though. I don't know how much of that is paint. Like that man looks like if you look at his face, he has so many follicles on his face. It's like batshit crazy.
Yeah, but is there like a little bit of makeup? Like his face is flawless.
He's a gorgeous man.
flawless.
He might be the best looking. Like he's definitely the best looking person on that show. He's got to be. That's a
Anthony's
handsome
pretty
man.
hot.
Anthony is fucking hot, man.
He looks a lot like Dan Wall, and Dan Wall's hot.
Dan Wall's very hot. He looks just like
looks
Dan Wall.
like he could be Dan Wall's twin.
Shout out Dan Wall, dude.
Yeah.
He's engaged now, but ladies, you would have loved Dan Wall. He's
Yeah.
a hot man.
He is a hot man. And he has a gay doppelganger, and that dude is also hot as fuck.
And he could cook his gay doppelganger
Yeah.
on television, which is sick.
Yeah.
But you can't have him because he's gay. But that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Karama's super hot.
My thing about the A-Rod starting a makeup company, let's just not forget that not 3 weeks ago, him and J-Lo broke off their engagement.
Yeah.
Not 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my man gets dumped by like the hottest woman on the planet, and his first public move is starting a makeup company.
It is his first public move.
That's a wild move.
Dude,
What a fucking pivot, dude. Go on vacation and like think about it for a sec. It just feels like he just got dumped and he's just like frantic, like looking for ideas, like how to, and he's like fucking makeup, and they're like, yeah.
No, but actually, dude, did you?
I think it's time for that makeup company, right? Someone's in his ear. I think it's time for the makeup company,
like-
man.
This is it.
This is it.
Dude, honestly, a couple things. I think it's gonna be so successful. Like, I think he's gonna make a shitload of money.
I hated A-Rod when he was on the Yankees. I just didn't like his vibe. I've
No, I
never
don't like
liked
his vibe
A-Rod's
either.
vibe. I've never
I don't
liked
like his
vibe.
vibe anymore.
He's very
I used
cucky.
right, he is cucky. He's corny.
He's mad
and
corny.
And you know his history, so you know he's not like the best guy.
Yeah.
But no, I just think it's gonna it's an idea. People are gonna buy male makeup. Like I don't think it's like people aren't gonna buy it. Like,
You
I
think
it's
straight guys are going to get into?
Yeah, for sure.
You do? Are you
Oh, yeah.
speaking personally?
No, I'm not gonna.
Because
I'm not gonna.
if I had to pick one person I know, if I had to
That's
pick
fucked up.
one straight person I know to get into male makeup, it's fucking you. You've already worn it, and you liked
Well,
it.
I liked it because I felt like a movie star. It was cool. Like you feel like a movie star. When a lady's blushing you up.
Yeah, dude, that's their slogan.
Yeah.
A-Rod's Makeup Company. You feel like a movie star. And you're like, fuck, I want to feel that again.
Yeah, but no, I'm not wearing makeup. No, I guess I would. I would even say I'm the most likely of people I know to wear makeup. Actually, that's not true. I know who is the most likely, but I won't say because he just doesn't take jokes well, and he'll be upset. And you have to know who I'm talking about just by saying that. You fucking know who you are. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna wear male makeup. But I support it. Like, dude, if you have shitty acne, yeah, cover it up. That's cool.
I'm
Guys
with
still
that.
buy female makeup and cover their shit up. Might as well make it feel better by it being like male makeup.
Sure.
You know, I'm fine with it. I won't touch it, but I support it. But there was something else I had to say there, but I forgot what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, forgot what I was gonna say.
Next.
Sure. Yeah.
So I saw this one today that Fauci came out and said that he's not convinced that the COVID-19 virus started naturally.
Lottie. Fucking. Duh. Like
Yeah.
no shit. Of
Well-
course it's questionable.
It's questionable. It's very questionable. And
You know what? I'm
I
not
don't even
trying to
care
rant.
that-
I'm not trying to rant.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not gonna rant.
Let's don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
You've been doing it. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
But
But you know what I'm really a little bit tired of? I'm tired of like thinking things, feeling like a bad person or like a psychopath
Or a
for
racist.
thinking them, or a racist for thinking them for real though. Like for thinking those
I
things.
know.
And then the people who are making me feel like shit coming back around and being like, yeah, I agree. And I'm like, fuck you, man.
yeah,
I'm
you
so
just called me a
confused.
racist
You just-
12 months ago.
You just made all my friends hate me. I'm so confused and I'm lonely and now I'm jerking off a lot. Like, leave me alone. It wasn't personal.
Yeah, I
Like, Jesus.
felt right from the life
What
story of
on
Joseph, the makeup
earth?
wearer.
It's just crazy.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
like
the ex CDC director came out and said it right a while ago that he was blah blah blah.
Right.
Fauci aside, we can sit there all day about the back and forth and the blah blah blah. I go fast forward and I'm just like, okay, right now in the
I'm
mainstream.
cracking up. These titties are still out.
Should I keep it? I feel like
Fuck it.
Yeah, okay. My feeling is that the mainstream opinion in the news, right, via the public, or at least it's what's portrayed about,
Mm-hmm.
is that COVID started naturally, and if you think it was started in the lab, you're racist.
Right.
That was like the story 12 months ago.
Right. You hate.
If
China.
Fauci has to come out and if he's like, oh yeah, like I'm not too convinced now, that feels like it's the puff piece to eventually in like 4 weeks be like,
this is what
this
happened.
is what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he would have never said that if it wasn't like, okay, eventually you're going to have to be like, we fucked up. It actually was this.
Right.
So if that's coming, fuck.
Fuck. And like that's
Because then if everyone has to if it's like base reality reported on the news, like breaking news, COVID was actually a lab leak, that's a whole different fucking ballgame, bro.
whole different ballgame. And also, it's like, I feel like out the gate, if that's what the story was, like if that's what happened, nobody would have been like pointing fingers and like so angry about it.
I'm
if
sure
it was
people would
just-
still be angry about it, but it just
Well,
would
they'd be
have, how
ang-
it played out would have been entirely different.
Right. People would be angry about it, but there wouldn't be like compounded anger because people were arguing about the truth.
There would be less conspiracy theory
Right.
videos.
Right. There'd be less conspiracy about like all the shit.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Frankie, need your opinion
No, I'm
here.
saying it would also possibly change things with the election a little bit.
Of course.
Oh,
because
for sure.
That added to like his it was painted like he's a conspiracist like Trump.
Exactly.
Right. Right. Oh, for sure. And that compounded racist shit because then he really steered into the Kung Flu thing, which seemed like a miss.
That we were actually talking about that
Yeah.
yesterday. I'm like, at the end of the day, man, even if if you're going out and you know it's a lab leak and it's not this, you still shouldn't have said Kung Flu.
Can't say Kung Flu. Nobody can really defend the Kung Flu on a moral
It's
level.
fucking wild.
Like, if you want to say Kung Flu like in your basement with like your boys, don't tell us about
okay,
it. Like,
wait
you
though.
can't
Wait
be-
though. If it immediately was accepted norm that it was a lab leak from China, is Kung Flu then acceptable at all, or still
No.
Still no?
No, because that's what I was gonna say was. Are we trying to argue? Are we trying to get Kung Flu back into the vernacular?
I'm
Is that what you're trying-
I'm just curious.
No,
I'm
I was-
shirtless and I'm curious.
You look curious.
Some
Sexually
say, yeah.
curious. That's what I was gonna say. Like, what was your question? The Kung Flu.
It was never acceptable.
Right. Like, remember the video of Fauci giving the speech to the kids in like 2017 saying there was gonna be a surprise outbreak? Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
We've gotten conspiratorial about. So we've learned like we contracted a lot of that shit over in China. Like we used that lab to study all sorts of viruses and shit. Like that's what they were doing over there. If it did leak from there, like in that lab, they were studying infectious diseases and shit, trying to create like cures. If that's what happened, like nobody's going to be upset about that. Like they're upset about it, but like I fucking blanked on what I was going to say.
Well, I think people would be upset about it because, like, first of all, if it did come out, then it would be like all the cover up that happened. They would have to answer for all the covering up they did the past fucking year.
No,
because
but
it's
I'm
been
saying-
common knowledge to half America.
No, I'm
that
saying,
it
but
was
the
a lab
cover up
leak.
wouldn't have happened if everything went. I'm saying in a world where we just, this is what it is. This is what happened. Like we were trying,
Lab leak.
yeah, like the lab was researching this. This got out. It was an accident. Like,
Well, I would say there's a lot of scientists that say, like, in general, like, that whole, what is it called? That type of research.
Yeah. There was
data-
Fauci and
da-
Rand Paul were just arguing about it.
uh,
I'm right with
it's
you,
right
Drew.
there.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Regardless, basically there's clear evidence, or like that it's clear that Dr. Fauci's organization funded data. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to look it up
Well,
for you, Frankie.
really quick, maybe I'll help you here.
Gain of function
Gain
research.
of function. Gain of function.
Gain of function research is, I'm pretty sure, research that you're like digging up and like fucking with viruses to see if they would be
To try to predict.
to try and predict the outbreak.
Right.
But some scientists would be like, yo, don't fuck with it
Because you're going to create one.
because you're going to create one, just like
Right.
react when it does happen.
Right.
Because like we're now reacting to this thing that happened, but it was actually a lab leak from this
Right.
thing
And
that
Right.
wouldn't have existed in the first place.
Right.
Right.
So then back to, sorry. What were you
No, I
gonna
was
say?
just gonna say. So, like, a lot of people say it's like a fool's errand to try to do that. Like, it's impossible. You can't do it, and it's
Right.
really risky as far as outbreaks come. As far as this, so there's evidence to say his organization. You can't say for sure he knew, but his organization definitely helped fund that research in Wuhan.
Right. So then back to what I was going to say about that speech. Remember, everybody like had the conspiracy theory of like the Fauci's like making money off the vaccines or whatever. Put that aside. Like that, it would make sense that he would say confidently like there is going to be a surprise outbreak, knowing that type of research is going on where there is a risk of an outbreak. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, there's going to be an outbreak and I'm going to profit from it. Like maybe it's just there's going to be a fucking outbreak because we're doing this shit and it's so risky. Like, be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense why he would
That's
say
filling in
some
a
shit
lot of
like
blanks. I don't know why the fuck he said that, honestly.
Why would you say it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't know shit that was going on that could cause such a thing.
I'm not nearly smart enough to come up with another reason why.
You know?
I'm not nearly smart enough to come up with another reason why than the reason that you just came up with.
Right.
Because that one sounds legit.
Right.
But I can't confidently just blindly agree with you 100%. I'm going to give you a 95. I'm going to give you a 95.
I mean, I don't even want a grade.
You got an A.
I like that. I haven't
you
gotten
got
an A in a while.
Yeah, man. And I don't know, like how that's. There's still so. I was talking to patients is fun, dude. Sometimes you get fun patients talk about funny shit.
Dude,
people want to talk to you, and I'm like, I'm down. What do you got?
yeah.
And people are just like chirping about stuff, and someone was just saying they were like, we're not even like close to out of this yet. Like the fact that like people aren't going to work, like all those people still have to go to work, and like New York has to fully think about like New York has to fully like all the offices. Like in my brain, honestly, COVID's over.
Yeah.
In my brain, because I'm vaccinated. I've been working in person with people the whole time. I still have to wear a mask, but like in terms of like getting sick and like dying and like thinking my family's gonna die, like I'm pretty confident that's not gonna happen anymore, which I was like afraid about.
What
a
a
while.
good thing to be confident about.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Well, it was scary at first because it's like
Yeah.
the fucking thing is like, like my parents have like pre-existing conditions and like you don't fucking know, but like
Bathing in Purell.
yeah, and now it's like we learned a little bit more about the virus. Enough time has passed where like I can confidently say like I don't feel that way anymore. My parents are vaccinated. That makes me feel safe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I'm socializing in. To me, COVID is over. But there's still people working from home, Emily,
Yeah.
who have just been. Emily's been working in our apartment for fucking 15 months.
I was actually talking about that with somebody
And
like
half of New York, the majority of New York City is still work. Like all those people still need to get back to the office. So like
Right.
so many people are not working and unemployed. People are small businesses can't find people to work for them. Like so many things. The fucking Fauci just said that the virus could have originated elsewhere. So like so many things need to happen in the future, and I'm just not ready, man.
not ready for what?
Like the last year has been so fucking real, and it's just gonna now be forever, and I'm just not ready.
But what's going to be forever?
How shitty reality is.
But like you just said all these things that were better though.
Yeah,
You
but I'm
just said
saying
all
like
the things that were improving, and then you like your verdict was, but like we're gonna die. Like, what do you mean?
maybe I just Evo O'Keefe'd it a little bit. I think I'm saying
Eva, you hear that? He talks shit about you.
You know
hear
what
he
you
just
are.
said? You hear what he just said?
worst case scenario constantly. I don't know. I'm saying like so many things need to happen, and like think about how poorly all the previous things went down. Like you want them to just be, you want Ellen to just come out and say she was a piece of shit, but she fucking didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you want Fauci to come out, but he'll probably come up with something else, and he won't actually concede, and all this other shit will fucking happen. They'll take it to court, and the court won't do anything, and they'll go with it. And Casey Anthony, like it's just gonna be a lot of shit.
Can I spin zone this Fauci thing for a second?
Sure.
And just like 180 it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Dr. Fauci is not a doctor.
Right.
Right. But I'm not saying that. I'm not even
No, you're
I'm
not.
not even going to comment on his intelligence. That's not where this is going.
Yeah.
Where this is going is his job as far as addressing the American people, like that job. What if like I mean, I don't have that much sympathy for Dr. Fauci because I hate all the flip-flopping. It bugs me. But his job is like sucks. Cuz honestly, he's being told what to say majority of the time. Like he doesn't just have autonomy over being like, this is it. So like if he knows the truth and he's like, they're like, you're going to say this. He's probably fucking like, his back is like cracking. Every time he says a word, he's like shrinking a little more. He's like becoming this spineless little, he's going to slither away one day. He's going to have nothing left. The poor guy. So maybe there's that angle of like,
There is the
poor
angle of
Fauci.
like, yeah, there's definitely the angle of just like this man has just given his life to science, and he's like, I looked it up, he's 80. And he's given
I'll say he looks solid for 80.
he does look solid for 80. Imagine he
Italian, bro.
He gave up his life for science, and then he's got like max 20 years left, and it's just come to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, but in defense of fuck Fauci, like he sold out years ago. You
Did
know, he had, yeah. I mean, once you start working for the government, you're pretty much sold out, no?
I feel like a lot of science, though, it's like you get funding from the government.
True.
Like he's the head of the NIH, which is like a National Institute of, I was gonna say health, but
I was gonna say health too.
but that doesn't feel sciencey enough.
No, it doesn't.
My mom just texted me and said, "Put your clothes on." I don't think she liked my Fauci rant. So
You know what? We should just do the whole episode shirtless.
it's the summer.
Yeah, baby. Fuck it. We tan.
We tan.
I can't believe I am Dylan's the first one to take his shirt off of this show. That's shocking. Would you have put money on me or you being shirtless?
My mom said
first?
it's not flip flopping. It's hold on, Mom. This is gonna spark some controversy in the pod, Ma.
It is. It is.
Let's
What
see.
is it, Eva?
What'd she say?
If it's not flip flopping, I want to hear it. I'm curious. Read the word. Where are you going?
Hold on. I'm trying to get my text messages up. Did it come up on my phone? It's not flip flopping. It's evolving thought given new data.
But okay, there's the. This is where Frankie's information comes into play.
Yeah.
So
Other
Frankie
people
was
had that
saying,
information 12 months ago.
right. So honestly, I would have agreed with you. Maybe I wouldn't have agreed with you, but I would have heard that pre what Frankie just said, basically. Which was, Frankie, can you explain the Pompeo situation? Are you panicking that I'm making you explain it? Right when I said it, I was like, I just fucking pimped him out so hard. Like, do it. Fucking teach us. Teach the audience.
So basically, Pompeo, or ex-secretary of Homeland Security, what was it? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Secretary Pompeo was on Fox and Friends this morning, I believe, or one of those morning programs, and said that he was basically like, yeah, like a lot of this lab information that points to the Wuhan lab as being like the primary, patient zero
Location.
He's like, we had a lot of that information and it was classified and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. He's like, and now it's out and everyone's, seeing that. But he's like, Fauci was also in the same position. He saw all of that information as well. So he was like, I don't know why he decided to point towards the bat-based, theory that was like created by the Chinese, and there's no actual evidence to back that up.
Right, like yeah, exactly. Like that's back to my theory, my whatever I said about, he's not saying what he knows, he's saying what he's being told to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not saying what
He's a puppet.
Right, like they are giving him like little bits of rope.
But then also with Fauci, like when all that was happening and it was the developing thing to flip it again, to throw this like Trump was president when it was happening. So
Right.
why didn't he just come out?
Classified information. President can't divulge classified information. Can't divulge classified information either. I do remember Trump saying like, "Oh, if you knew what I knew, if you knew what I knew." Remember all that shit? He would be like, "If you knew what I knew, you'd be like, oh, you'd be so pissed, you'd be so mad." I mean, that could probably be.
Mom,
what
you
he
need to
was
speak
talking
in
about.
longer sentences than just. She just said speculative. I'm like, I don't know the
I
context.
don't know if it's speculative. What's speculative though? Like it could be speculative.
What is
but-
speculative?
But if
study, it's still ongoing. Yeah, but
right, it's still ongoing. But the information that Pompeo had, that Fauci had, that gave some sort of evidence to that being a possibility, wasn't speculative. It was just
also
a
the fact
possibility.
that
It wasn't fact. It was
also
just
the
like,
fact that the news that was reporting. The news that was reporting on how it started was labeling anyone questioning the origins of it a racist and
Right.
throwing it that fucking skew.
Right.
Not great either.
I mean, and that was all done by the way they like divulged the information.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what that led to. Holy shit! What do you hear? Speaking of that, did you see there was a? Oh my God! When we were in the city the other day, some guy walked into the subway platform, walked right up to a Chinese guy and threw him onto the subway platform.
You were there?
What do you think I would have told you if I was there?
Oh, you saw a video?
Yeah, it was a news story.
Oh.
He threw him on as the F train was coming, and some guy like went down and saved his life.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but they're looking for the guy. But like this, it's crazy out there.
Yeah, Asian people are getting fucked up
Getting
in the
fucked
streets.
up. It's so.
There's
fucked
been a
up.
lot of really fucked up videos of Asian people getting fucked up in the streets in New York.
and they're like, yeah, it's rough. Like just because a Wuhan lab might have leaked something doesn't make all these Asian people even a little bit responsible.
Well, they're Asian Americans,
right.
And
They're
even
not-
even Chinese people.
Even the people in the Wuhan lab, like I wouldn't like line
They're
them up on a
workers,
firing
yeah.
squad and shoot them. Like they just fucked up a little bit.
And they were probably getting paid like $15 an hour and just doing their job to pay for fucking.
Dude, and you're working with like microscopic viruses. Like I lose my car keys. They're a handful.
Yeah.
Imagine how hard it is to not lose a germ. Like, it's a fucking germ. It's like, there it goes. See ya. Damn. Anyway. All right, let's break this thing up.
Yeah.
So, me and Dylan came up with a little breakup segment that
For
we
all the
want to
news.
call. Right. We're gonna get away from the news a little bit, and we're gonna call it This Week on Earth. Like, what's going on? What's something wild that's going on Earth right now? I mean, I guess everything we talk about is something wild that's going on Earth right now. But something that we've experienced. And I need Dylan to tell this story right now. Not
Yeah.
to pimp you out again, but like
No,
this
I'm with it.
is
And I am
crazy.
the fact that yeah. So
that's kinda
I was hanging out with a friend this weekend in the park on Saturday, and she honestly always has fire stories, great
Yeah,
stories.
Well, yeah, some are dark, some are great.
Some are dark, some are great,
Yeah.
good stories. And she was telling me the story of, so one of her coworkers went on vacation to like the Bahamas or some shit. Oh no, it was Key West. They were in Key West. She went on, her coworker that she's actually friends with from work went to Key West with her boyfriend. And while they were there, another coworker at where they worked that like she's not as friendly with, like they're not in her clique, let's say, like she's kind of outside the clique, was also in the same place in Key West, the exact same place.
It was serendipitous. They weren't planning on
They were
hanging
not
out?
planning on hanging out. They just
okay.
happened to be, and they're like kind of distant coworkers, just happen to be in Key West. And so they're like, oh my God, like we got to hang out like while we're down here. We should get a drink. So like on one of the nights, they like get together for like a happy hour, like have a couple drinks, and then like, all right, yeah, like, all right, see you guys later, part ways. And so the girl that our friend is friends with was like, yeah, so like me and my boyfriend are getting ready to go out for dinner. And the coworker texts her again, is like, yo, we should go clubbing tonight. Like we should go out and go clubbing. We should go to the club. Like we're going to this club. You should come with us. Like we're going to have a good time. Like come to the club.
Not even like we're going to take some shots. It's like we're going clubbing.
We're going clubbing.
Be specific.
So the girl's like, I don't really want to go. Like she's talking to her boyfriend, like, I don't really know if I want to go. Like that's not really what I'm trying to do. Like we don't really know this couple that well. But the boyfriend's like, nah, fuck that. Like let's go clubbing with this couple right now. Let's go. Classic. No, let's go. Let's go clubbing.
Wait, this is the man we know?
No.
Oh,
It was
it was her coworker.
It was
right. I'm
our
thinking it's
friend's coworker.
Right. Sorry
so
about
there's
that.
two coworkers of our friend. We're a little bit removed here.
Right.
So stay with me. Yeah. Maybe the audience was confused too.
Right.
So the coworker shows up to the club sees her other coworker that she just had a drink with that she kind of really knows, but like not really. And they show up to the club, and the boyfriend of this other coworker is just shirtless in the club, similar to how I am right now.
Right.
Just shirtless in the club. And the girl's like, oh, like that's kind of a weird vibe, but like whatever, who cares?
People get weird.
People get weird. We're in Key West. Also, like we're in like a Key West club. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
Whatever. So they
Molly's
go on.
Molly's a
They
hell of
start
a drug.
drinking. They start drinking. They're having a good time. Whatever. She said that she looks back over and the guy is just ass naked on the dance floor. Frankie, ass naked on the dance floor in the club.
No undies.
No underwear. She said that he had a schmeekle.
A little schmeekle?
He had a little schmeekle on the dance floor, which I'm like,
I feel like it's always you never see, if you ever see somebody get butt naked in public, it's never a hog.
yeah,
it's
because I
never
feel like
somebody
that's
who-
assault.
Yeah, it's very intrusive.
Yeah, that's just like,
It's like you feel like it's tapping you on the shoulder.
yeah, it's weird.
You don't want none of that.
So yeah, I guess he was respectful in that way, you know. And
I guess.
so she's like, "What the fuck?" And like, she's like, "Oh my god, like what's happening over there?" And this is where she said that the coworker who was not nude and her with her boyfriend, they like didn't say anything and like didn't think anything of it. I'm like, why wouldn't they have been like, "Hey man, why the fuck are you naked in the club right now?"
Well, weren't there people in the club like that worked there?
Right. There were two waitresses apparently that were walking around topless at this club.
So like the vibe was a bit aggressive.
The vibe was
dick
aggressive,
out,
but
dick
like
out is like a level up.
Yeah,
It's
penis
like-
out at the club is a very. You don't want to. That's not the vibe.
Right.
That's not the vibe at all.
No.
So the girl just keeps on going on with her night. She turns back around. Her coworker is nude, butt naked, and they're grinding on the dance floor. Which I'm like, aren't they just doing it at that point? I'm like, don't you mean they're having sex?
I'm fairly certain that's intercourse. I'm not like a professional.
So the girl, they're like, what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure they just are like, all right, see you later, leave. I'm like, how do you not go up to the coworker? If I'm in that situation, I definitely go up to the coworker and be like, why are you guys ass naked in the club right now? Are you not saying that? Wouldn't you say that?
Of course you're saying that.
They leave and don't question it. And the next morning, the girl just texts her and just goes, oh my God, crazy night. Like, we should do it again tonight.
No, we shouldn't. Yeah, no, we shouldn't do it again tonight. How do you not, dude? How do you not go to jail though? Like, if I got butt naked,
You're in
the club-
Florida.
Okay, but
Think about what you saw in Florida.
I didn't see a
After
single
that story,
ball
now I'm gonna
sack
put
at a
my shirt-
bar.
Now I'm going to put my
That's
shirt
so
on.
funny because I was gonna take my shirt off during that story, and I was gonna be like, "Fuck it, let's all get naked."
Now I'm going to put my shirt
That's
on.
assault, brother.
Yeah, why? Florida, you've been to Florida, you know.
Dude, but people, the Keys might be another level of. I was in
Debauchery?
Yeah,
I feel like the Keys are another level
they
of
are. Like the
debauchery.
Keys are like notoriously sexual, but like I feel like you're showing butthole. If your butthole is out, you're
At the
breaking the
club?
law. I mean,
I would feel so vulnerable being naked in the club.
especially like you're
They had to
dancing,
have-
you're in Florida, you're probably sweating. You're
You
just
had to have
butt
been
naked.
on like some Florida meth or something.
all all the bath salts.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's not natural.
what drug makes you want to get naked?
Bath salts. Remember when people started taking bath salts and it was like right around when like Brad Pitt's zombie movie came out and they're like, here it goes.
Dude,
You gonna answer that mid-pod?
I'm doing a podcast. What's up?
What a savage way to answer the pod.
Okay, not now.
Can you put
His
it on
name-
speaker at least?
Is this kid serious?
You're the worst, bro.
Is this kid serious?
Why would you have answered that is the real question.
Because he called me twice in a row. Sorry, guys. I'll fucking edit this fucking shit.
So who is that?
This is my ex roommate who needs the phone number of the neighbor. So this neighbor, my neighbor in my old apartment, like I never spoke to him one time, and as I was moving out, I was trying to carry a full dresser out of my building, and it wasn't working. It was like 300 pounds, and I was laboring trying to drag it down the stairs. And this kid's like, "Yo, you need some help?" I was like, "Immediately, dude, yes." And then we became boys. He gave me his number, and we talked about like crypto for like 2 days, and I haven't talked to him since.
And why does he need his number?
Because he fucked up and sent a package to the wrong place. I hate him right now.
All right, well,
All right, we're good. Sorry, guys.
that's okay.
Trying to be a good guy here. Yeah, so asshole out, breaking the law. No, the bath salts thing. So people were eating each other
Yeah.
on bath salts. That was zombie apocalypse.
They
number
weren't
one.
eating each other. They were just nude and having a good time.
Right. That's good.
It
Man.
seemed like they had a great night, honestly. The fact
I
that they
mean-
said, hey, good night last night, let's do it again tonight, seems like they had a great time.
Listen, I've had a lot of good nights,
Mm-hmm.
but if you get butt naked at a club and make it back to your apartment, like without going to jail, that's got to be a top 3 night of life.
Or you're just in Key West.
Or it's just a Tuesday in the Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could just be a Tuesday.
Or it's just a Tuesday in the Keys.
It's a Tuesday in the Keys.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
going
yeah.
with Tuesday in the Keys.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what happened on Earth for you this week, Joe?
So honestly, this is a story from this dickhead who just ruined the podcast for us. So I had a boys' dinner on Friday, and we were just like tossing stories out, and I don't even know how we got on this topic, but a story. So also to tie this in, Kevin Spacey just recently got his first acting gig since
all the sexual
manhandling
assault-
young boys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, odd timing. Like, we didn't know that on Friday when we were eating dinner. And this kid told this story. Like, one of his friends was in, like, I don't know if it was like Block Island, some like, or like the shore, some beach town. And they were at a bar. And Kevin Spacey is at the bar, just like partying, drinking. And they were like about to leave and go home, and like they lived right down the road. They had this like sick house. They were like, yo, Kevin Spacey. Like, they were doing shots with him at the bar. They're like, dude, we're leaving. We live right down the road. You got to come have a drink with us. And Kevin Spacey said yes. He was like, all right. And it was some guys, some girls. So they're all like, they're partying in their fucking house with Kevin Spacey. Ridiculous. And this kid went to take a piss. And he's peeing, whatever. He washes his hands. He's like, whatever. Opens the bathroom door. Kevin Spacey's standing right at the door and just shoves him into the back of the bathroom. Shoves him in and locks the door behind him. And just, I think he grabbed his dick. I don't think he presented. I think he grabbed the kid's dick. And the kid was just like, nah. And then he was like, oh, come on. And he was just like, nah, man. Like, and then Kevin Spacey just pulls out a wad of cash. Like thousands of dollars, like in a rubber band, like rolled up into a ball. He's just like, boop. And at that point, you're presented with quite the dilemma.
Yeah, you are.
Because there's
a lot of
people.
There's a lot of star power in the room.
Tons. And then there's financial. Like, one, straight or gay, banging Kevin Spacey is a story. Secondly, I mean, you're on Kevin Spacey's list. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Kevin
great to
Spacey's
be
on
raped.
your list.
Being raped ain't cool. None of that was cool, but I mean,
Well,
it's
are you
interesting-
hooking at that point? It's an
Oh,
initial.
you're definitely hooking.
I would say it's an initial assault that turned into a hook.
That doesn't make the assault okay.
Doesn't make the assault okay.
Doesn't make the assault okay.
Yeah.
No means no, even if the yes comes with $1,000. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's still not good.
Right.
But then you're presented with the financial dilemma of like, I don't know how much money it was, but what if it was like 20 grand? Are you banging Kevin Spacey for 20 grand or whatever he wanted to do to you? I don't think I would, but I know tons of people who wouldn't even think about it. Be like,
If it
"Ah,
was
fuck
Ryan
it."
Gosling, maybe we're talking.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I've thought about it before. I'm like, all right, like
Wait, how often?
once or twice. In college, I was curious, bro.
Well, specifically Kevin Spacey?
No, never Kevin Spacey.
Oh, you've thought about which male celebrity?
Yeah,
you'd
like if
sleep
a
with.
male celebrity came on to me and I was like, should I fuck this male celebrity for the story? Like, could I do it and who would it be? And it's a very small list.
Who's on that list?
I think Ryan Gosling's on that list.
Of course,
dude.
he's on that list.
He's hot as hell.
He's hot as hell. I feel like he's got a hairless butthole. Does Ryan Gosling not scream hairless butthole?
Yeah, he screams it.
I mean, there's no way he doesn't have a hairless butthole.
There's no way.
If you're gonna put somebody on your list, you're going first with hairless butthole. So Ryan Gosling's on the list. Who else you got?
I think he's just my number one.
You just
I
love
think I only
the
got-
guys.
I think I'm just gay for Ryan Gosling. I think that's just what that is.
Hey, that's cool.
And if he presented me 20 grand cash, I might just be like, give me 5.
Be like, listen, I'll give you $500.
You put that away, big boy.
you
Let's
put
have a
that
good
shit away.
time.
And you're like pulling your hair back. You don't even have your hair ain't even that long. Dylan's like putting his hair in a ponytail. It's like, don't even worry about it, bro. So, before he could get the money back in his pocket, he's blowing Ryan Gosling.
But Kevin Spacey's old fucking weird
Yeah,
ass.
he's
no.
creepy
He's
looking.
fucking weird and creepy, dude.
I'm with that. I agree.
I
with
honestly,
you.
and the fact that he has another role, fuck that.
Yeah, because what he did was bad.
Fucked up.
Like, dude,
Fucked
you can't
up.
listen. This
He was
is
like
what-
assaulting minors.
Yeah, you can't just go up and
On the
grab,
set.
You can't be grabbing dick.
Yeah. When was this?
I can't
Post or
go-
pre-allegations?
You can't go grab titties. Just because it's a dick doesn't make it better. You can't go grabbing dick.
You can't go grabbing dick.
That's assault.
That's assault.
That's legal as fuck.
No means no.
No means no, especially when you're 16.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know when this story
No,
occurred?
this was recent. This was like during
Oh,
COVID.
he hasn't learned his lesson.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's post almost going to prison and being blacklisted from Hollywood. That he's just cavalierly. But you know, if you're Kevin Spacey and you're gonna do it at some random like bro's house in like the Keys or some shit that invites you back weirdly for like an after party drink.
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna
Like
happen.
if you're on like a Block Island or a Fire Island, like drinks are flowing
Yeah,
probably.
island time
like
is weird.
Island time is weird and like probably but the fact that Kevin Spacey is just out there doing that.
I mean, that probably works out.
He
for
got
him
his first
often.
role today.
But what? Yeah, but like, why not just fuck people that wanna fuck you?
Because it's a weird power. I don't have that gene, but some fucking Hollywood elites, they have that weird power. That's like all Hollywood is apparently. It's all just weird banging and like
it is-
power things.
It is a lot of weird bang. What's the spectrum? Because there's like people like the thrill of like almost getting caught. Like people like having sex in cars or in bathrooms, like public sex. Like that is like a very accepted thing in our society. But that's like a similar thing. It's like a adrenaline rush. You might get caught. You might get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
Kevin
It's
Spacey.
it's no longer sexy when you're like, I'm gonna rape somebody and hope they're cool with it.
Is it weird though that I can see Kevin Spacey's like sexual preferences through his like acting? Like the
Oh,
way he
100%.
acts in movies, I'm like, this came out about you, and I'm like, the way that you act as a character, I could see that being true.
Oh yeah.
Like he puts out his aura screams, I assault people.
It does. All of his best roles are like really fucked up dudes.
Yeah, and he's like a power. He's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
conniving, like getting on top of people
Oh, yeah.
thing.
House of Cards 7, dude.
Yeah.
He was that serial killer. He nailed that role. He was a serial raper.
Yeah.
Serial something. Captain fucking Crunch over here. Serial everything up this bitch. Shit. But yeah, so that story happened. Wild timing with Kevin Spacey getting a job.
Yeah.
So that's this week on Earth. Crazy shit's going on.
Crazy shit is going on Earth.
Speaking of Earth. Speaking of Earth, why don't we end with that one? Let's go Belarus.
Yeah.
I'm feeling I'm very interested in this whole Belarus
Yeah,
situation.
How much time are we at, Frankie?
Yeah, the clock is at 0.
Hour 13.
Oh,
Cool. That's kind of perfect.
yeah.
So Frankie sent me this DM this morning. I just couldn't believe what I fucking heard. Is that what? The Belarus government basically coaxed a Ryanair jet to land at a specific location so they could arrest a journalist on board.
Well, let's do one thing first. I feel like calling a Ryanair craft a jet is a little bit strong. A Ryanair minivan
The Wright
plane.
brothers' first plane was hijacked this week.
Is that correct, Frankie? That it was a commercial.
Correct. It was a commercial plane, like a 737 with like 130 or so. It was originally reported it was like 170, but it was like 130 people. Like 3 Americans, I think. And basically there was a MiG fighter jet that pulled up next to the jet.
Could you fucking imagine if you're like, where were they going? Do you know the destination?
Yeah, so they were coming from Cairo, and I think they were going to like Lithuania. I could be wrong. on that one.
Lithuania?
I could be wrong on that one.
Hey, Joe. Nice.
Like that. If you're going to Lithuania and you see if you're coming from Cairo, which I feel like Egypt
Cairo
is a
to
pretty
Lithuania
questionable
sounds
place
like
too.
the dopest flight ever.
Yeah, but like I feel like you're going from a weird place to a weird place there.
Yes, I was right. Lithuania.
Lithuania. If you're going to Lithuania and you see a fighter jet pull up next to your plane, I feel like the vibes aren't great.
Right.
At that
So,
moment.
so basically, as that plane pulled up next to it, air traffic control got on with the pilots and said that there was a threat from Hamas that said that there's a possibility that there's a bomb on the plane, and to divert to their airport in Belarus, which was like kind of not out of the way, but it was not closer. Than
It wasn't
other
on
airports.
track. Right.
Right. And it wasn't like the closest option. So basically, there was a journalist on board. Difficult name to pronounce. But
I gotta say that we watched a video on this earlier, and the news, it was I think of CNN video, and the newswoman, the
news anchor?
she was confronted with a full handful of very challenging names, and she persevered. She didn't even break.
She knocked it out of the park.
She didn't. She fucked a couple up a little bit, but she really stuck to her guns and like it went okay. Like,
Yeah.
I would have fucked that up.
You would have definitely fucked
Oh
it up.
yeah. Continue. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so can't multitask. So there was a journalist on board with his girlfriend who's known like he's like an opposition writer for that government that they were landing in, like the Belarus government, and he like organizes protests and whatever, and he's like a Russian journalist. But he, as soon as he heard that they were diverting to Belarus, he's like, they're gonna kill me. Like this is for me, 100%. And he hops up because other people saw this on the plane. He hopped up and like grabbed him and his girlfriend's bags and was like giving his girlfriend like a laptop, like splitting stuff up. He's like, they're gonna put me like the death penalty, like I'm screwed. And
Shit.
so basically they landed, and like 3 of the passengers on the plane were like KGB agents, and guys came on immediately and like took him off and with his girlfriend. And
So, guys, that's what it looks like to live in a dictatorship. Like, we have freedom. It may not seem like it every once in a while, but we got so much more than so many places.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine the American government doing some shit like that?
I mean,
Holy hell.
they've probably done that, but not for
To
a journalist.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like we
to
have freedom of
somebody who
speech.
just. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry. Hey, Prince Harry.
only Obama.
What, you got beef with that shit? Like, is the freedom of speech pretty nice now, motherfucker? Shit.
I'm sorry. What was that last bit? Frankie
What'd you say,
Obama did that to people.
No, yeah, he used like the Espionage Act to imprison journalists. Like
Who did?
Like that chick was imprisoned. Obama. He was like the first president to use.
We imprisoned a journalist? Dude, I gotta read.
I
Same.
think she's still in jail.
Really? What's
But
her
what
name?
did she do?
I don't remember.
Was she an American journalist?
I think it was in the same area where what's his face was. What's his name? Who went to Russia?
Oh, Edward Snowden.
Snowden. I think it's
Oh.
like kind of the similar thing.
Well, if she was leaking secrets.
Yeah, but those secrets were fucked up, bro. They were spying on us.
Right. Oh, true. True. But this situation seems quite different.
This situation, it just seems like it's the equivalent of like, well, now it's a Democrat in office, so that would be equivalent of like the typical liberal getting
Right.
like on a plane and getting like taken to jail. Or some
Right,
shit.
right. I was thinking like a Q guy, someone who just
So that
like
doesn't- yeah, it
tweets
doesn't-
Q shit, getting like kidnapped off a plane
Yeah,
and taken in by the KBG.
that's pretty cray.
Yeah. Dude,
It's
also,
crazy that it was a commercial,
it's a commercial flight,
but
and
it's also
like,
not coincidental that it was Ryanair.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Those fuckers.
It sucks that those people had to deal with all that on a Ryanair flight. Like it's not
Yeah.
like they were in like
Of course
American
it was
Airlines,
Ryanair.
like first class, and,
Yeah.
like eating, sipping champagne, and be like, "Ooh, that's interesting outside. Better chug this beverage." Like it was like they were parched and like crammed.
Listen, you get what you pay for a Ryanair. Sometimes a Belarusian KBG plane is going to fly up next to you and just take someone off your plane for murder.
That's the risk you take when you pay $11 and a handshake to travel across a continent. That's
Yeah.
100% it.
From
Dude,
Egypt to Lithuania,
We
that's
both
what-
have stories from freaking Ryanair.
Yeah, I'll go first because yours is definitely crazier. Mine was just that it was the first time I was flying on a plane in Europe. Like I remember people being like, traveling from to country in Europe is so cheap, it's crazy. And we got Ryanair. It was like $20 from London to Italy. And we went to the plane. It was the first time I ever went on a plane that you like go onto like the parking garage, like the lot,
The
and you just
tarmac? Yeah.
and you just walk up some stairs. Like I had never been on a plane like that. And I gave him my ticket. I'm like, where do we seat? And they were like, oh yeah, there's no assigned seats. Like you just sit wherever you want.
Did you feel like
and
James
the plane
Bond a
is
little bit?
no, because the plane was set up. It looked like a school bus. Like all
yellow.
the seats, they're blue and yellow, and all the seats they're not like individual seats. They're like a school bus seat,
Yeah.
where it's like one long seat that like pulls down, and you have like it's a fucking school bus
It's
seat.
the literal school bus. They're made
And
of like plastic.
The one thing that happened was when we were joking that we were like, oh, the Ryanair must be all like brand new pilots. When we were landing, we're coming down. I'm like, we're coming in very hot to the ground right now, and we fucking gadoosh off the like we landed, but like we hit like front back and then like went back up into the air, and I was like, holy shit! And we're like back up in the air, and then we came back down and like screeched to a halt.
Oh,
Like it was the hardest like screech to a halt I've ever felt on a plane.
God.
Yeah, but it was not till the end.
Yeah, at least it was right at the very end.
Get what you pay for.
Get what you pay for.
Hey, at least I didn't go to Russian jail.
That's 100% true. Wow.
Belarusi in jail.
Belarusi in jail. Yeah, sure. Neither sound fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I actually went to Cinque Terre and it was beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You got to a beautiful location. I was on Ryanair a bunch of times when I was studying abroad, but we were flying from Morocco, which is, it's Africa, but it's not like what you would think of as Africa, Morocco. It's like diet Africa, you know? It's like whatever. So we were in Morocco, but it's a totally different culture there. And we flew to Ibiza. Oh, yeah, I was actually about to start telling a different story, so my bad. But we're on this flight. And wait, no. I was flying to Morocco. Sorry, from Rome. I was flying to Morocco. So when
I'm drinking a Diet Coke, going to Diet Africa.
Right. Drinking a Diet Coke, going to Diet Africa. My bad. So I was super hungover. And when I sit in an airplane seat, I pass out cold. Even car seats. Like, I just am out. Train, any sort of transportation, I'm like cooked. So I sit on this plane and I fall asleep. And I'm sitting in between these two Italian women who were friends, but I'm in between them for some reason because they wanted the aisle and the seat. It was fucking hell. But I still passed right out. And they're chatting in Italian right over me. And I was like snoring hungover like an asshole. I did wake up one time during the flight because a bee was on our flight. And it was on me. And the woman smacked the bee onto my chest. And I was like, I woke up getting smacked in the chest. And she goes, bee. And it was a dead bee on my shirt. So that happened.
Really?
So then I was like, thank you. And I went to sleep. Yeah. So I go back to sleep now. That was like 5 minutes into the flight.
What?
So I go back to sleep. I wake up when we land. And everybody's hysterically crying. Every single person. So I get off the plane and I kind of like, I was groggy. Like, I didn't really notice it at first. Like, the girl behind me was one of my good friends. It was, by the way, me and 12 women. So that's just paint that picture. Yeah, what's up? So paint that picture. So the girls behind me were girls I knew, and they were bad flyers, and they were crying. So I didn't even think anything of it. So I get off the plane. The whole plane is literally on the ground, like kissing the tarmac floor, the runway. They're like crying. Kids are sobbing. Women are holding their children. I'm very confused. Like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I start talking to my friends. I'm like, yo, guys, like, why are you crying? What is going on? And they're like mad at me. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, what's going on? I was like, what's going on is you're crying and I'm sleeping. Like, I don't know what's going on. So my friend tells me our plane got struck by lightning and just went into a full nosedive straight down. And the whole plane was just like, ah! Holding on like fucking no. Like we're straight down. And I was like, no. She's like, Joe, yeah. Like we were free falling through the air. So I'm like, and then she's like, yeah. So then we like leveled out, like, and everybody was like, chill. We got back up like another like couple thousand feet, and then it just failed. The engine failed again, and we went down again. But we were close enough to the runway that we just landed on a glide, just landed. And I was just like, what?
Did you have headphones in?
Probably. I probably had headphones in and was sleeping. I probably had headphones in, definitely had headphones. I couldn't imagine me not hearing people just like, ah, like screaming for their life.
How could you not have?
Bro,
You must have been so hungover.
I mean, it was at the end of a 4-month study abroad when I was just drinking every day, and
I've been that hungover. I've been that hungover. I could have slept through that. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. And
absolutely.
You've slept through worse than that.
I've gone dead before. I've
dragged
lost
him
a
by
pulse.
I've dragged Dylan by like 1 foot up city streets, and he's slept through it. Like literally, like that. Like, so it makes sense. Like maybe that I fell asleep through the whole fucking thing, but could you imagine? Like, if we died,
you would have died so peacefully. Listening to probably Biggie Smalls.
Everybody else would have been in such trauma, and I would have been like dreaming. I don't know what I was dreaming about. Probably something sick. We were going to fucking Morocco. I was so excited. Like, we were probably dreaming about like camels and fucking like couscous and shit. Like, I'm about to have like, some sick couscous. Like, holy shit. So yeah, Ryanair, not chill.
Yeah.
Not
moral
chill.
of these stories are don't fly Ryanair. If you're on a budget, you get a budget flight.
Right.
Okay? All these things are possibilities.
Right.
You might smash land and come back up. You might nosedive, and you might get taken off by the KBJ. Okay?
Yeah.
All these things are possible.
These are risks you take.
Yeah, when you fly for $29 across the Pacific Ocean.
Right, and as long as you know those are the
Yeah.
risks you take, that's fine.
$29 is a cheeseburger in New York City or a flight from Lithuania to Egypt, and that's on you for not realizing the shit that can go down.
What a fucked up value like exchange there. That is just not what it should be at all. You should never be able to get a Happy Meal and a flight to Europe for the same price.
You
Like,
should
that
not,
never
but you
happen.
can.
That's not
Ryanair,
good.
I thought was going to come. I thought they were in the midst of coming out with like New York to London flights for like $10.
I think that happened.
I feel like the pandemic may have shot that idea down.
Right. They probably, shot them out of the sky, for lack of a better word, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we try it?
Yeah.
Should we?
No. Yeah.
I don't know.
I do want to talk about it. It's so interesting,
Yeah,
but I also don't want to talk about it.
me either.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
Maybe next week.
It's going to be old news by next week.
Should we just do it?
I mean, fuck it. There's nothing bad. We're not trying to say anything bad. It's just a delicate topic.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato announced that she's non-binary.
Yeah. And we
And
don't care.
We don't care at all. We're just a little confused, is all.
We're a little confused, and we know that we're straight white men, and it doesn't matter if we're confused. It's not about us.
Right.
We know.
We are 100% aware of
But
all
we
those
live
things.
in society with Demi Lovato and
Right.
other people who are gender neutral, and we want to seek to understand.
Right.
And
So, like, also, if your first question, gender neutrality.
Mm-hmm.
Is that no gender? Like, gender neutral, you just said. When I think
So now I-
non-binary, I know it's not like this or
binary
this.
is, I think,
Male or female would be binary.
right.
But gender neutral, what does that mean? We didn't use that term
So
earlier.
genders are male and female.
Right.
That's what that's the binary thing that we've accepted in the past.
Correct.
Now, genders is a spectrum. I'm just
That's what-
saying
yeah.
things I think are true about this topic.
That's what it seems like.
Maybe
it seems
it'll
like
lead me
genders
to
are more of a
some
spectrum.
fruition.
Yeah, it's trended from a biological thing to a spectral thing.
Okay.
Right.
So then if someone says that they're non-binary, they just don't, I'm not a he or a she.
Right.
I'm something
But
else.
are you something else?
You are something else.
Right.
Demi
So then-
Lovato is something else.
Right.
And
Her
that
voice is something else.
nice.
But yeah, so she's something else. That's
Right.
what she's saying.
That's what she's
Right.
saying.
So I guess my question is more so so she's calling herself she wants to be referred to as they them, right?
They
That's-
wants to be they.
Yes, Demi wants to be they.
Right.
Fuck, that's confusing to say.
I know.
See, it doesn't roll off the tongue, which is I think causing a lot of the issues is that it just doesn't roll.
It doesn't
Like,
it doesn't just slide into society. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like this is what I'm saying. I'm like, if you don't think that you identify as a male or female and you're not he or she, I don't give a shit.
right.
Don't
Zero,
care.
Couldn't have
Live
a
your
less of a
life.
care in the world.
Fucking go you, do your thing, always.
1,000%.
But we have to incorporate this into the way that I conceptualize the environment.
Right.
And it's hard for me to change a word that I already know. That's already there.
Right.
Which
Well,
is there. Which is the word there.
Which is the word there. Right.
there, and there.
There, and there.
And
We're just, that's the thing. Is
my
like,
my one thing with it is just like, why would you not just make up a new one?
Right.
New ones are sick. You want to be a different
an
thing?
opportunity. I
What
would
an
love to
opportunity
make
to
up a
make
new
your
one.
own thing.
Yeah.
And we actually looked it up, and we looked up an article because we weren't trying to sound stupid.
which I mean,
because we
ship
care.
has sailed.
I think we're trying our best.
No, we were always trying our best. But yeah, we found a BBC had a good article explaining the whole thing.
And it was that they was actually used in the past in like literature, and it dates back to 1389.
It was
with-
used in literature, like in like Shakespeare. It was like, and Shakespeare and like the Canterbury Tales and shit.
yeah.
I think that was the example they used. But it was always describing when like the gender wasn't known. It wasn't describing somebody that like a specific person. It was describing like just like in general, like, oh, they might.
Where
do
did that
this.
person go? They went to the store.
Right, because you're like you have no other information.
But that also still works today.
Still works today, right?
Where did that
grammar.
person go? They went to the store.
Like, oh, like if you're in, I'll put it in more British tense because Canterbury Tales and shit. Like, oh, if one was to walk down the street, they would walk down the street. Like, if one were to do this, they would do this. Because you have no information.
Right.
But when you say Demi, when you know you're talking about a specific person, like if I was saying, if I was like standing next to Demi Lovato, and I was like, and she just told me this wild story about her doing like a bunch of drugs at like a party.
Hey,
What?
there.
Right. Damn it. Well, this is what I'm getting to. This is what I'm getting to. So if they is it they is or they are?
They is.
It is they is? Are you sure?
They is. I'm positive it's they is.
See, that's the problem I'm having right here.
Yeah.
So if they is standing next to me and they just told me a story about doing a bunch of drugs at a party, and I turn to the man next to me who identifies as a man, him, and I turn to him and I say, yeah, they was telling me the story. That just, I can't, like, naturally, like, it's not, I'm never going to be able to
They was telling me a story.
Right, it just doesn't make sense in my brain because
It
if
sounds
I say,
like, honestly, like slang. Like, it kind of sounds like a lyric. They was telling me a story.
I have a question, and you probably don't know the answer to this question.
Probably not.
I think it's an obvious answer, and I feel like I shouldn't even ask the question, but if, like, is it an insult if I were to refer to Demi as, like, a she?
No, I think she would just correct you.
Right.
Oh, fuck. They would just correct
See
you.
what I'm saying?
Fuck.
So they would correct me. I can't, this is the problem.
I'm 28 and I'm down to learn new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it would have been easier if you just were like, in this article, they said, she also thinks this is why, this is the article. Dr. Moore, blah, 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 the practice of blah, blah, blah. And Dr. Moore says it's easy for people to accept these pronouns into their everyday speech because they are so commonly used in other forms of language. She also thinks this is why gender-neutral pronouns like they, pronounced z, and its variations zer, zem, and zir, have not caught on in everyday language. I think the reason gender-neutral pronouns have come about is because they have existed previously to not specify gender.
But, okay.
It has the advantage of already being a part of grammar. I think that's a disadvantage.
I think it's a
because you're
disadvantage
fucking with
also.
people's brains.
Right.
And I'm an acceptable person, and I'll make the effort.
Right.
But there's other people who, like, don't believe in this at all, and they're just
Right.
like, fuck you and
Right.
your shit, which
But
is
also,
wrong.
Those people, I don't know if you'll ever get them to use any pronoun, whether it's they, zen, zer.
Come on, that would be
like,
fun if there was a Zay out there.
I completely
He was
agree.
over there. She was over there.
There was never-
Zay was there. Zay was getting fucking wild. That would be great.
Yo, Z is cool.
Z is cool as fuck.
I would be a Z.
Z is cool, dude.
But, like,
make up your pronoun.
make up your pronoun.
Add it to the shit.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like they didn't put enough effort into trying to get Z as, like, regular everyday language.
I didn't
don't
hear about it
remember-
until I read this
That's
article.
what I'm saying. There weren't 98,000 articles being like, you have to say they if to respect it. I'm like, okay, that if you did that with Z, we'd be so much further along now. There was no, like, wave of
You're not changing
pressure for
plural to
that.
singular.
Right. Like, I feel like they didn't get the they didn't give it the old college try to get the Z, zay, zer going. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I
I
might
was
have
gonna
missed
say,
the
maybe-
whole, I
maybe
might
there
have
was a
just
whole
not been
Zay
paying attention.
movement we
That's
missed.
probably when we were blacking out in college. Honestly, it
Yeah.
sounds like about that time.
Sounds like, yeah.
But it's very hard for me to use the word they or them or whatever referring to a specific person. It's just hard. I don't associate those words with, like, singularity or
No, yeah, exactly.
specificity. Big words, by the way, right there. I just associate it with, like, generality. And I don't want to refer to you as a generality. I want to be like you. Like, so give me what you are, you know?
Well, they would be like they.
And then I'd be like, well, all right. I guess I'd just be like, all right.
Hey, if Demi was like, actually, I'm they, you'd just be like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, but then I would just probably not refer to her in the third person ever again.
You would refer to they in the third person.
Fuck. See what I'm saying? Yo, like,
Dude,
I'm
you're
over
fucked.
like 14.
You could
there.
never be like the CEO of some like new startup or something because
Do I look like I'm trying to be?
I know you couldn't keep up with the.
I could run an insurance brokerage.
Fuck yeah, you could.
Which they don't really care about that shit, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's not in our everyday concerns, you know? It's not really something we talk about and debate. But I mean, yeah, I'll try. I will definitely, like, I would put the effort in, but it's just so hard to adopt what you already know as words that don't mean those things.
I'm with expressing yourself. I just think it would be way easier to just throw in new shit.
Yeah.
Because then it's so much easier for me to label you something new versus change the thing that I have already as this other thing and then also label you that as well.
Right. There's
Also, I feel like it would literally slip better into conversation. Like you've been actively trying to be a good person and like not fuck it up this whole time,
Haven't
and
done
have
it once
unconsciously fucked it up like 5 times
Every single
while
time.
we're trying and being
Right.
conscious about
and
it.
we're talking about the topic.
Yeah.
We're
So
not
for those
ever
reasons,
always gonna
if
be talking
you're
about the topic.
exactly, so
Right.
you're probably gonna forget hardcore. And
Probably is an understatement. I'm definitely gonna forget.
I feel like, if I was, head of that movement, I would be like, maybe we should zay it up.
Right, and there's also something Zay, that's a funny one. But there's also something to be said for, like, when you say him or her, you're talking about a man or a woman, or someone who associates themselves as a man or a woman. When you use they, again, it's general. Like, it's just it doesn't give you any specificity. That could be trans, that could be, all sorts of other things. There's a lot under that umbrella of they.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not right. It has to be.
Well, if you're trans, I guess if you're, let's
Because
say you were
Demi
born a
Lovato is not trans, but she's not binary. But I think a trans person might. Oh, a trans person would probably identify as the gender that they switched over to.
Yeah. That's what I'm
I
saying.
guess that's a good point too.
But could
So
you
this
be
is what I'm saying. I'm a little confused.
I think though that I know someone who was born a girl and transitioned into a man and is trans, but also uses they them.
That's where like there's no like rhyme or reason to a lot of the stuff.
It's a spectrum.
So like as that person, just out of curiosity, like why would you go through all that like hormone treatment and surgery to then not identify as the gender? Like if you cut your dick off, but then you don't want to refer to yourself as a woman, it seems like a complicated.
Isn't that a power move though, to cut your dick off and then just be like, I'm still not a woman on my own thing?
Yeah, that's
kind
a
of
power move.
fucking awesome.
That is a power move.
Yeah.
That's a huge power move.
It's just like, no, I'm not a fucking woman either. Fuck you.
Try to tell me. Frankie is checked out.
No, I'm not.
The camera hasn't moved off my face in 8 minutes.
In 10 seconds. I looked down.
We clearly have to.
We got it.
We're in the initials of this whole thing.
Right.
You know? This thing has just started.
It's definitely just starting.
That's what I'm saying. It circles back to that thing I was saying before. So many things still need to.
Do you think that it's just starting, but do you think it'll be like, sort of like the way I refer to cancel culture as it got really bad, but it's now people are like kind of, there wasn't a lot of anti-cancel culture content, like a Scholes guy who was like anti-cancel culture and says whatever he wants now despite it. Do you think like this just starting, it's going to get really confusing and crazy, but then it's going to get narrow and like figured out and more like solid? Like it's so much is up in the air now. Like look at us talking about this sound that's stupid as shit. You know what I mean? Like you think it will get to a point where or will it just be more accepted? I feel like it's going to get a little bit
Honestly,
more narrow.
this is where my brain's going. It's like corporations and jobs are like not really they're like being like incorporating all these things into their workplaces.
Yeah, dude.
So it will eventually, like we're going to be like grandparents and our grandkids are going to be able to just fucking dish it all out. Like our grandkids would literally be able to be like they, he, she, without even, it's like speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
It's changing the language. So I feel like our grandkids, yeah.
That's what it is. We're old.
So if we want to keep up, we got to fucking keep up.
Or do we want to be the old
Guys yelling at the
that are
clouds.
just like, yeah.
A little bit
Dude,
of both.
A little bit of both. I was at the gym last week, and I've said before, but the gym I go to is like all like high school, college athletes and shit. And this girl overheard their conversation. She was like, I think she just signed like her scholarship contract to get into school, to play lacrosse at school. And she was telling her friend about it. She's like, yo, you won't believe it, dude. Like, in the fucking contract, it literally had, like, a page with, like, 50 or 60 genders that I had to pick from and, like, explain what my preferences were and what... And, like, she was like, I had no idea what to answer. It was so crazy. Like, she was probably exaggerating, and I'm, like, probably exaggerating what I heard because I'm whatever. But that she was, like, bugging out about it to her friend. She was like, it was fucking crazy. And I was, like, very obviously staring at her, just like listening. I was just like, this is so interesting. Like when I went to college, they were like, are you Puerto Rican? Oh, you aren't? Say it anyway. We'll give you free tuition. Yeah! Dylan. Like that was the only questions I got. So it was kind of cool to hear like
That's
some
what I-
youngins talking about it.
Yeah.
But even she was like baffled by it. But there's, it's getting there, man.
A lot of stuff's got to happen, man.
A lot of stuff's
It's
gotta happen.
2021. A lot of stuff's happening.
I'm tired of shit happening. at this
Yeah,
point.
well, get used to it.
I know. All right. I think
wrap
we'll call
up.
it a night.
Thank you, y'all. Memorial Day weekend next weekend. Turn up.
Turn up.
Meet us in Long Beach. How you doing? We're throwing down.
Don't divulge our